Right, hello everybody, this is Marcelo, and we're here with lesson number 6 with IBOC. And today we're going to finally start to look inside the scales to understand what's going on. Because as we've seen before, we understand now what is a C major scale. And if you really practice and look into it, you can actually see the notes that you're playing. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, those are the notes. And we also practice the arpeggio. C, E, G, B. 1, 3, 5, 7. And now we're going to get into the scale and understand what's happening inside. Because as we saw, this specific combination makes a major scale. And what I'm here to say in this lesson is what specifically is a major scale. And the most bare bones, the easiest definition of what is a major scale, it is any scale that has starting on a certain point. So this one is the C. And from that starting point, we move a whole step, another whole step, a half step, whole step, whole step, whole step again, and a half step. And I play it all on the E string so you can see the wholes and halves, because as we know, 2 frets is a whole step, 1 fret is a half step. But we can actually translate that vertically, and we ended up with the fingering that we have. So once you have root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, you have what is known as a major scale. And that's why this fingering is a major scale. So knowing that doesn't really change anything so far, just know that that's a major scale. The important thing to understand is that within the major scale, we're going to have intervals. And intervals is basically to change the name of the notes, or just how we call the notes, as numbers. Because this is the first one we're going to call the root. This is the second one, that's the 2, that's the 3, that's the 4, that's the 5, that's the 6, that's the 7, that's the 8. Alright, so that's quite straightforward, just calling the numbers as they come. But the problem is, if I say this is the root, and this is the 2, that's a C going to a D. What about if I wanted to go a C to a D flat? Do I call that a 2 also? Do I call that a half, 1.5, 75%? Like, what do I call this distance if I were to do it? And the answer is that's also a 2. And we're going to use a different term to differentiate them. So if my note I'm going to, so I'm going C to D, if that note exists